Okay, so, yeah, Walker, I got this on YouTube. It's gonna be horrible quality. My voice sounds like it's a 5-year-old girl. So, I'm gonna have all of the commands in these blocks down below. At least most of them. I'm gonna have all the important ones down there. Some of the others you can figure out yourself. And it took me an F ton of a long time to write. So, you know what? You can deal with it if they're not all down there. I spent a lot of time. And this little contraption over here I made myself. So, you know what? Go do something about it. Basically the way this is going to work is these 5 commands here are going to be your basic setup commands, basic areas and how you're going to use the scoreboard. This is the... I'll keep that for later. This is going to be how you're going to buy things. As you can see, the buy, 1 diamond, 100 credit. I actually have it set up for a beacon right now with like 1,000,000 credit. But you can change that on your own. Very, very simple to change. This is how you sell things, and trust me, this took me, I think it was like 2 weeks to figure out how to actually make this work, right? And actually, the way this works is this can go into your little spawn area, and this will fill up with gold, so that as you ask for, all that gold that you were asking for to collect, it'll all collect in a chest. In fact, if you really want to, you can make it a double chest. It does not matter. But it's just me, I call it magic chest. I just labeled all these things to help me work it out. This is my design for it. All you need is a button and 2 command blocks. Super easy. The first step is to the setup of the scoreboard. You're going to go / scoreboard objectives, add money, dummy credit. And then once that's done, I gotta hit the button, and you automatically have that objective set up. But to actually get it to show up on the side, you're going to do / scoreboard objective set display to sidebar money. Money over here that's the name of the objective, and I have credit be what's going to show up, so that when I press this button here, it's shown up, but all I have to do is I have to add money to myself. Here, this will add everyone's money to 10. And as you can see, I now have 10 credit. And that's when it starts showing up, is when people actually have things. And then, if you just want to make sure they don't actually get any, but their name is still up there, you can do a remove, so now it says I have 0 credit. You just do this as / scoreboard players set at P, which is nearest player. You do at A, which is all players, money, which is again the name of it, 10. You can set this. Money can be anything you want. Credit is just whatever you want to name. This is the remove. And then I have a ad over here for a couple million, so that I can show you how my bank works. So this is just kind of an ad thing. This actually isn't needed. This is just something if you want to test it, it's the easiest thing to do. Same as the other one, it's just 1 million. I think it's 1 million, isn't it? Yeah, it's just 1 million instead of 10, is what that one was. Let me just see something real quick. If I just F5, and then... Okay, I'm sorry. That was just really fun. A little mole. Then here you have the command block setup, which is going to help you get, in this case, a beacon is what I have it set up for. Really, really long command here. Again, this will be in the description below. It's a / give at P, straight bracket, R equals 10, which is the radius that you're going to set it to that it can detect. Comma, score, underscore, money, which is the name of it, the objective, underscore the minimum, equals 1 million, so that means you have to have 1 million credit to get this. Minecraft, in straight bracket, Minecraft colon beacon 1, so that shows that you can get 1 beacon for 1 million credit. And then you have to have the redstone here. As you saw, I think on the way going down underneath that button. But underneath that first command, you want to have a second one that says slash scoreboard players remove at P, bracket R, bracket R equals 10, score money, minimum 1 million, money 1 mil, straight bracket again, then money 1 million, such as it's going to remove 1 million of your money objective. And the way this works is someone's going to come up here, and because it's so instantaneous, the person has to have 1 million credit to get the beacon, and if they don't, then they can't get it, and the other person will once that person goes away. And if they don't want it, then you can just they can give you that, and you can give them back the credits with a simple command like this. Set it up for them, and then you can push the button. But in here, all you have to do is, once they push this button, as you can see, my credit's going to go down to 4 million, and I just got a beacon. And I can do this as many times as I want, as long as I got 1 million credits. But as soon as I run out of credits, nothing's going to happen. I'm not going to be able to get the beacon. If I go in here and I even give myself just like, maybe you're just thinking, oh, well, it only detects if it doesn't have 0. Oh, wait, that's set. Give me a, there you go. Maybe it's only because he doesn't have 0. No, as you can see here, of course, the easier thing to do with this is if you really wanted to make it easy for yourself. It's a lot faster. And then you can also do the button option if you still wanted. There's multiple ways of doing it. And then you just press the button again. See, you have to have 1 million credit to do it. There's no way to get around that. You have to have your 1 million credit. And as soon as you got that 1 million credit, only then can you get the beacon. I mean, it's just how it works. And then you're wondering, okay, well, you got that part sorted out. But then how the heck am I supposed to be able to compute? How the heck am I supposed to be able to get the credits? Well, that's the harder part. As you can see, you can set this up with gold, and it has a couple more command blocks. This one here is the test for block. You have to have yourself setting up a redstone clock. Another easy way to do this is if you just set it up like this. And then, my personal experience just going, it's a lot smaller if you want to do it that way than that way. But then you gotta have it set up to the same distance. You want it to be just a bit. See, now that way it's slower, but you want it to be as fast as possible because it's constantly testing. But over here, this block in the description, I don't want to go through all this. I don't even know how to show what it means. The only thing you need to know about is after this test 4. The the squiggly 3 is because this chest is 3 blocks above this one. That's what the squiggly is, the XY and stuff like that. Don't even ask. And then that 3 just shows that it's above, so that's where you want to. That's why it's testing. And the chest space 5, that just means that it's facing in this direction. And you want to make sure it's facing in the right direction. When you put it down, you might have to test it a couple of times to make sure it has the right number, so that it'll actually test for it correctly. In here, this clears the chest. As soon as you put this in here, this comparator down here, it's gonna be like, oh, okay, it tested for it, it found it. So it's gonna send off a redstone signal, send a signal to here that's gonna clear the chest. Send a signal here that's gonna add the money to you for 100 for 1 gold ingot or whatever you want to have. And then in here, it's gonna, by the way, this one is not in the description. It's just adding money. If you have a question, just leave it in the description or whatever. And then over here you have add. This adds a golden ingot to what I like to call the magic chest. Just over here. Which will constantly be giving 1 gold ingot for each gold ingot placed in here. Now the important thing about this one is that you have to make sure that you're placing it in the right spot, because if you can tell, I'm still at 810, and the gold ingot hasn't gone away. It has to go in this first slot, but as soon as you do, as you can see, it cleared. The credit is now at 910, and there is in fact a gold ingot in here. And you can keep spamming this pretty fast. You just want to make sure that you don't put in 2 at a time, because it's testing for 1. You want to put in 1 at a time, and it's painstaking, but you can make another one along the same principles by just changing this here to a gold block instead of gold ingot, and then you have where is it? Right, just changing that to gold block, and then changing up the price to 900 or whatever you want. That way they can have different amounts, but it can still be going to a magic chest, because the way this works is this is kind of the same deal as in there. This has to be gold block, and that's just the XYZ coordinates. So yeah, this can just keep getting money, keep getting, you know. The problem is, don't do that and then put 1 in there, because it clears the entire thing. But people are always like, I've had one of the biggest problems my brother had is like, well, what's gonna happen once it gets up to 64 and we'll not be able to place it anymore? Because the way I have it set up, it's actually going into a hopper. Oops. It's actually going into a hopper. It'll keep putting it in the chest until the chest is full itself. And the important thing about this is that this only tests for a gold ingot, so I can put anything else I wanted in here, and it wouldn't clear it. There's no way to do it unless you have a gold ingot. So this is the bank system. Yeah, another thing that I wanted to show you, brother, is oops. Do I have all my redstone set up right? No, I don't. Is the alarm system. But we can save that for later. This alarm system basically is just, it's a fire alarm. If you want to use a fire alarm with your fire station, switch that lever, the alarm goes off. Switch that one, it stops. I'm running out of time, but I can show you this. Basically, one track sets one of the blocks over there to air. One of them sets it to a redstone torch. And this one's faster, so it can place it down and then clear it right away to set up that redstone signal that I was talking about earlier. This one here puts a bedrock down. Could be anything really, so it has to be a block. Puts it down right here on this little, that places it right where that spruce block is going to be. And it doesn't hurt the redstone at all because it's in a dip. And this one, after going through all the repeaters, places an air down to clear it, so you can set up the alarm for the next time you want to. And basically, you can clear this to set up the alarms. And you can have this going for multiple locations at once by one switch. And then that one turns it all off. Of course, there are much more annoying and much more complicated ways of doing this, like nabbit. I mean, much more complicated ways. This one has to be one of my favorite ones. Oh, great. But it's just so big that it's nearly impossible to do. I mean, yeah. Yeah, so these are all my little redstone creations for the world. My favorite is the bank over there. I'll have the commands for the bank in the description if I don't feel not lazy. Thank you. Bye. Ooh, look, the inventory.